y'all, welcome to my super vibed out, chilled out, get ready with me / life update. But first, I want to thank PMD Beauty for sponsoring this video. We're gonna get into some skincare real quick. I'm gonna share all these tools I've been using. This is the PMD Clean Pro. I gotta be realistic, I really don't do too much when it comes to skincare, so this tool is perfect for exfoliating and helping me get like a deeper clean. This is their rose quartz gua sha. This reduces puffiness, it contours, it sculpts, and I put it in the freezer, and honestly it just feels good. I love how easy it is to hold, and it's big enough for me to use on my face and my body. I use it with PMD's Enrich Essence. It helps my other products penetrate deeper into my skin, and it smells really good. When you get your smart skincare tools, make sure you tap my link and use my code JaelahPMD to get 30% off. What it do, boo? Let's go ahead and set the vibe real quick. We're gonna get into this little life update. 62 degrees outside, nice and breezy. We listen to some Jaelah. Okay, we're gonna take my makeup off. I've been getting real serious about my skincare, y'all, because I just been real serious about my life, and I love it. I love it so much. Like, ignore that blemish on my face. I had a rough week, and like my face just caught the shit into that whole situation. So that whole week I was just stressed out, but it's healing now and it's getting better. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little, you know what I'm saying, unwind with me. And this is so like important to me. Like this right here, this time that I get to myself, even if it's at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I try not to do it this late, but sometimes the baby don't be wanting to go to sleep and things like that. Like, you gotta make time. You gotta get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? And those flowers, those roses, baby, I take them things everywhere with me. Okay, so whenever I get flowers, I'm not letting them sit on my counter, baby. I'm taking them in my room. They going in the kitchen. They going in the bathroom. They going everywhere with me. All right. I love doing these life updates because I feel like I get to reflect and talk about like the things that I spoke over my life, in my last life update. And I never watched them, like cohesively. But I know if I did, I would be able to like see the progression. And because I feel it, even when I talk, it feels like I'm talking about the same things because like everything that I'm speaking over my life is happening. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I just love doing these live updates. Look, I'm so happy. I feel like I said it in my last one. I am though. Like, I feel like God helped me cut out a lot of the fillers that I had in my life. So I could get more serious about my life. I want to say like around this time last year, I was not serious about my life. Like I was like, why is nobody taking me seriously? And it was because I wasn't taking myself seriously. Like I had to be for real, like for real. And once I cut out a lot of the fillers, like the artificial, like the fake, you know what I'm saying? I was able to like feel everything was just organic and genuine. And it wasn't like I was missing anything. But you know how when you have like fillers and artificial stuff inside of food, it take up space, but it's like no nutritional value. You know what I mean? And that's like the same thing like in my life. Like I had things and people that were taking up space that didn't hold no value. So once I cut that out, like now I'm starting to like feel the effects of it. Like, and it doesn't feel like I'm missing anything. If everything feels so good. Like honestly, y'all, for real, I'm not gonna lie, like my life be feeling like a dream sometime. Like I be like, what in the world? Like, and I know this is just like we just getting started. Because being on this spiritual path, sometimes it's like, ooh, girl, once you take off these glasses, baby, you cannot take them off. But the journey is so rewarding because the more you grow, the more you lean into it. I always I'm going to talk y'all to death about growth, growth, growth. But literally, like, that's the only thing to do on this planet is to learn and grow. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, you just have fun along the way, but you're constantly learning, constantly growing. But I remember, like, last year, my spirit guides were like hands on. I mean, talking directly to me. My messages were so, I don't want to say blatant, but they were so like spelled out for me. It was like spirituality for dummies. Like, don't do this, do this. Like it was telling me what to do. Nowadays they're a little bit more hands off. I feel things in my spirit more. So like when I get the urge or a thought in my head to do something, then I just know that that is my like spirit guiding me to, you know what I'm saying, do this. You know, sometimes it's a voice in my head that just tells me and gives me ideas and thoughts and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all got a voice in your head? I definitely have a voice in my head. I have multiple voices in my head. And sometimes I gotta tune them out. Some of them be talking crazy. Do y'all got a voice in your head? They be talking crazy. It's one in there that I'm like, this, she is insane. I can't even repeat half the stuff that she be saying. Anyway, yeah, so they're like a lot more hands off, and I just feel it in my soul. And because I trust myself more, I'm able to just do it without like overthinking. And the way that I got myself to trust myself more was like doing little stuff like committing to small things and showing up for myself. And then I'm able to like trust myself, like, okay, like I know you got that, you know? And that really helped me like not second guess myself, overthink so much, because when you grow up from like a people pleasing background, or you know what I'm saying, you experience like narcissists in your life, like questioning yourself is like, that's like your first nature. Like that's not even second nature, it's like first nature. Like you just automatically question. You've been gaslighted your whole goddamn life. You just question everything. Like, am I for real? Like, do I believe myself? You know? And so like you have to like nurture those parts, you know, of yourself. And that's a way that I learned to trust myself. I am definitely exiting that self sabotage era. Like, I do not like surprising myself. I do not like inconveniencing myself. That is not the life of luxury that I want to live. I do not want to live a life full of inconveniences. Okay, Jaelah, do you hear me? And so, like, I had to take accountability and I had to take control. Like, I had to release that victim mentality because it's not my ADHD. It's not, I mean, sometimes it do be, you know what I'm saying? But like, I can't just constantly use that as an excuse to be late and be disorganized and things like that, because like it just don't give. You get what I'm saying? So at a certain point, you got to take control and take accountability of those things, and just grab them by the horns and be like, you know what? I'm not going to let this shit control my life. Kind of like when you leave a relationship and you refuse to be damaged, or you know, you have trauma from your parents, but you refuse to like carry on that trauma. You get what I'm saying? Like that shedding that victim mentality. And I want to touch on that for a little bit, because you have to constantly share that. Like, you can have that mindset that I am not a victim mindset. And I'm telling y'all, it is so much easier said than done, bro. Like, you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? And then there'll be a situation that pops up and, like, boom, like, you'll make yourself the victim. And you don't even know that you're doing it until, like, you got to zoom out and, like, switch perspectives and, like, okay, well, this probably doesn't have anything to do with me, you know? But it'd be so hard when your emotions is wrapped up in it and things like that. So just know that, like, that's like a constant thing. That's not like a, oh, I got that down. Like, girl, I'm good. Like, no, bro. You're going to have to constantly reevaluate that. For example, my hyper independence and masculinity, I grew up on that. Like, nobody taught me how to be feminine. Nobody, we wasn't, my parents was arguing, bro. It was chaotic, bro. We weren't having tea parties. Okay. Nobody taught me how to be feminine. I had to teach myself. I had to open up my heart and I had to allow myself to be teachable, to be feminine. I had to be vulnerable. And like, that journey is a journey, bruh. Like, to be feminine, it is such a journey, because like, I'm gonna tell y'all, it's like baby steps, right? So I went to take myself out to breakfast the other day, and the way the booth was set up, you know, you could sit towards the door or facing the door. You know what I'm trying to say. So I naturally sat with my back facing towards the door, and usually I don't sit that way. Usually I sit, you know, facing towards the door so I can see, like, in a masculine position. But like, it's just so funny to see how like subconsciously I'm making these decisions, and I'm so proud of myself, like, for slowly but surely just, you know, stepping into that femininity. Like, I do little things like, girl, I gotta put on lotion every day. That's a part of my feminine like journey. Like, put on lotion. Nobody taught me to put on lotion either, girl. You'd be surprised how much your childhood got to do with like the shit that you gotta unlearn when you get older. But nobody taught me how to put on lotion. I have to like force myself to put on lotion every day, and that's a part of me being like feminine. So it's like baby steps. Like, you gotta make sure that you're not looking so far ahead of you that you miss like what's right in front of you, right? So like you you make the most progress when you look directly in front of you. You take the steps right in front of you. That's when you make the most progress. But yeah, I can definitely say that this my dating life is helping me with mastering my femininity, and I'm starting to step into like that dark femininity. Like I wish I could, talk to y'all more about my dating life and things like that, but the block is a little hot, so I gotta be careful. Um, but yeah, dating has definitely helped me open up to like being more vulnerable, and I think it's different when you find a man that can like handle you. And I struggle with that my whole life, like finding a man that can handle me. Like honestly, every man that I've ever dated and or experienced, including my father, I've all called them bitches of some sort. And it's just I don't want to do that, and I hate that. You know what I'm saying? I meant it, but like I have never met a man that could like handle me. And now that I got one, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm dating one that can kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it out. So far, so good. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. It's good. Like it's a grown man. You know what I'm saying? It's so much different when you date a grown man that has like emotional maturity. Like the conversations are just different. Like I knew bro was grown when I said, what are you doing? He said, going to get a physical. What? I'm sorry, but the bar was in hell. Baby, the bar was like bad in hell. Like, you know, he registered to vote, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? 401ks, things like that, grown man stuff, okay? It's just different. It's definitely a vibe. I'm learning so much about like healthy boundaries and vulnerability, and like being vulnerable is something that has been constantly taken for granted. Like as soon as I be vulnerable with somebody, they take advantage of me, and then I gotta show them like, why would you play with me? So being vulnerable is kind of like a little like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in my last relationship, everything that I used to be vulnerable about so much, and all of that was like used against me. Like anything that you can imagine, like from my kid to my mental health to my family, my platform, everything was like used against me. So um that was like a really sensitive like wound for me, like opening up and letting somebody else in, after that. But you know what I'm saying, the 1 month don't stop no show. So you know what I'm saying? We good. And it's I'm better. Like I'm better. I'm real big on like not allowing, stuff to change you and change your heart and things like that. No matter what you face, I always feel like that's a test from God, like to see if you gonna let this world change you, or if you gonna stick to who you really are. Man, I'm learning so much about my standards too. Oh my gosh. First things first, it is so important for me to date somebody who knows how to translate energy. I feel like energy sensitive people need to date other energy sensitive people. You have to read in between the lines. So whenever, like the way I can read in between the lines, like I need them to be able to read in between the lines. That is so important for me. Like because then they're conscious of their own energy. I notice that people that can't read energy don't give a damn about nobody else's, and I just can't deal with that. Also, mindset, like we have to have similar mindsets. I love that. I love having expansive conversations. I love talking about, everything. Like we should never not have nothing to talk about. I definitely can see that I've done a lot of healing because I've outgrown a lot of the reckless behavior that I used to indulge in. Like I used to date, and I would make people special. Like I didn't really like none of the guys that I dated, honestly, like at all. Like they was just all a part of my delusions. I made them special. I didn't even like them for real, like nobody. And I didn't know that until recently. Like dang, I really didn't like those guys. You know what I mean? And it's mainly because I felt like whenever, like, dating used to be so hard for me because I feel like a lot of guys that I dated in the past really couldn't get past, like, the name. They couldn't get past, like, oh my gosh, Jaelah Majette. And I never pay attention to that, bro. I wake up, it's regular to me. Like, this is so regular. Like, it don't feel like nothing strange or nothing different. It's just my life. And I feel like they could never get past the surface level. So nobody ever knew me on like a deeper, like nobody ever knew who Jaelah Majette actually was that dated me. They knew of me, but they never knew me. Now, when I first started dating this new guy, mind you, we're just dating guys, but he was like, I want to know who the real Jaelah Majette is. And ever since then, bro, I don't know if that was a curse, a hex, I don't know what that was, but my life has been like flipped upside down ever since then. Like just new levels of intimacy, just closeness, depth. I've never experienced it, and it's so overwhelming. Like because this is what I wanted, but it's still so uncomfortable in a way because I've never experienced this like with anybody, maybe except for my baby. So my dating life is flourishing. Like I'm just enjoying myself. I'm having a great time. I was married for 6 years, baby. I'm taking my time. Like I am just enjoying myself, literally. Once I learned how to date and I learned that high quality and I learned that high standards protect you from low quality experiences, like that's it right there. Like everything changed. And now dating like works for me. Like it's not distracting. Like it motivates me. Like I'm dating somebody now that motivates me. Like I want to make him proud. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of connection, because the deeper I get to know him, like I get to know more parts of myself, and it's making me a better person, a better friend, a better daughter. It's making me a better mom. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I do this mama shit. Do y'all hear me, bro? I do this mama shit. Like I'm so proud of myself and how far I come as a mom, y'all. I don't think y'all understand. Like I grew up with mommy issues, and then I dated somebody, or married somebody that used to prey on my mommy issues. And then when I became a mother, they used my baby like against me. So I mean like in the worst ways, like he gonna hate you when he grow up type stuff, like mean shit. And I internalized a lot of that stuff. Like I internalized a lot of those, like, what I'm saying, mommy issues that they might have had that was projected onto me. And I applied it to my own baby, and it made me so timid. Like I could not trust myself as a mother because the only other person that I trusted, like their opinion on what type of mother I was, used my child against me every chance they got. So like I had to rebuild that confidence. Like it was just shattered. And that's honestly why I kept Jax off of social media for so long, was because like I began to second guess everything about my mothering, and I knew what I was doing. Y'all saw me push that baby out. I knew what I was doing, man. I knew what I was doing. I let somebody get in my head, and it messed me up. But like now, I'm good, baby. I do this mama shit, okay? I had to cut out the negativity. It was messing with my mental. I just had to cut it all out. And then once I realized that, like, I'm all my baby got. And so if I'm not good, then he not good. And if he don't got me, then he don't have nobody. And honestly, that was one of the harshest realities, because once I started putting two and two together and the math was mathing, I'm like, damn, my child about to be minus a father. Like, dang. But it's okay. I'm real big on not forcing people to be in boxes or spaces that they don't want to be in or they're not ready to be in. Like, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to live your life for you. Anything or anybody else, regardless if you did create them and bring them to their life, like they have their own journeys. You get what I'm saying? Like, do like I don't have no resentment or anything, like no hate, no bad blood, no nothing like in my heart. I'm telling you, like I don't force people to do anything that they don't want to do. So I'm not blowing up nobody's phone, come do this, come do that. Like no. You know what I'm saying? You picked your spot, that's where you're gonna stay at. You feel me? And then on top of that, like I'm just not teaching my child no half-ass bare minimum love. Like I'm just not gonna do that. So that's my stand on it. I refuse to teach my child that. I am enforcing boundaries. I am teaching him that when people want to be in your life, they show up for you like this is what love looks like. I'm leading by example, not just by talking to him, by example. Okay. I do the best that I can with the most purest intentions that I got. Like, that's what I do. as long as I'm doing everything with pure intentions and I know that I don't mean no harm, it's not coming from a place of hate, like, I'm okay. I make peace with any and everything. Creating this safe space for us, and our home is our sanctuary, and your body is your temple. And this is what respect looks like. This is what love looks like. This is what boundaries look like. Like, this is what I teach my baby how to meditate and how to just, tune into his body and how to trust himself and how to be himself and like just be his own person and be comfortable in that. I love that I can give him this attention and just pay attention to him and just nurture his world. I'm telling you, bro, life is way more peaceful when you don't force people like to do things. So if you know what I'm saying, you got a situation, you know what I'm saying, find the baby a new daddy. Get a new get a new daddy for the baby. It's fire him, sis. Like, don't be running behind like, no, bro. Next. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's my delusion. I don't know if it's my detachment. I don't know what it is, but like, no. No. We're just not. You feel me? And I just want to be clear that I'm not keeping my child away from anybody, okay? His iPad still works. You can call it. You can do all of that stuff. Nobody's blocked anything like that. I just want to be very clear about that before y'all start coming for me in the comments. Like, no, okay? When I said that you don't force people into spaces that they don't want to be in, that's what I meant, okay? Because this phase of my life is just based off of ease and comfort and peace, and like nothing can disrupt that. I mean, absolutely nothing. Anything forced gives me the ick. Forced relationships, forced content, forced friendships, forced anything forced just gives me the ick. I need it to be natural. I need it to be organic. It needs to be authentic to me, or else it doesn't work. I'll feel it immediately, like if it's not for me. This is my second time filming this video. I was supposed to film this video. I was supposed to turn this video in, but the first video was not authentic to me, and so I had to extend it and I refilmed it. In this video, do y'all like this vibe? I love this vibe. This video is much more like me, okay? I'm so mad that this video is already over, y'all. I was just starting to talk about shit. I was just starting. But I really love y'all and I love talking to y'all. Maybe we could do another one sometime. Another life update. I could talk for days. I got a story for days, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Peace out.
I think you're truly something special.